Hey everyone, I'm having some controller issues today. There's been some issues here with this, and I'm gonna try to hopefully get through this without too much issue, but I don't know if that's necessarily going to remain the case. Yeah, okay, as soon as I unpause there, it decided to go unresponsive on me for a second. That bird thing could have blown me up and I would have been happy about it. So, I had a whole thing that I was going to say here at the start of the stream about something else. But the first thing I actually want to say is that micro USB really, really sucks. And I hate PS4 controllers for this reason. And also, I'm having some issues with getting some of my stuff properly charged. I don't know what happened with it before that. Apparently it just decided not to stay charging, even if it was plugged into a USB outlet that I have on the wall here. I guess I clearly need a better charger, but regardless, I desperately need to get a new controller at some point. I'm so strongly considering just going and buying one at like a GameStop or something. And if I'm considering GameStop as an option, something has gone desperately wrong. In any case, I might be skipping a few steps here in this game. I forget, but there are a couple of things that we can go pick up today before we finish the game. Oh, yeah, there we go. Controller choked out again because I moved slightly. Absolutely awful. So did we talk to this guy to go and learn how to do this? I don't remember. Keep in mind also that it has been about a week since I've played this game, period, so... Yeah, see, we want to go talk to that guy, but in order to do that, we need Sasuke's super jump ability, but we don't have access to that yet. And I forget how we do that, but I'm going to go and check a couple of places, basically, and see if any of them have the thing that I'm looking for here. It's not this guy, is it? He's not going to be helpful. No. And to make a note, by the way, with regard to months ago, I played Contra Hardcore on here a couple of months back, and I was using my arcade joystick, which wasn't really the best way to play it because it has a lot of like backlash sort of when you let go of the direction real hard. So I was turning around prematurely in a couple of places that I really did not need to be. So that was a sub-ideal control. The reason why I did it is because I was having so much issue with the wired control thing with my... You piece of shit, work! I'm sorry, again, the issue that I'm having with this goddamn controller, that it's doing this, which, you know what, maybe if I have it plugged in, at least maybe it'll stay like in such a place where it'll fully charge for next time and I'll be able to use it through wireless. I don't necessarily believe that to be a thing that I can say with certainty, but here we are anyway. Yeah, so I don't have a guide open for this, and again, like I said, I don't remember... Actually, hold up. I think a thing I can try doing here to try to get anywhere with this, let's try to go to the place where we're supposed to go at the end, but we don't have all of the wondrous objects. Would using a keyboard be easier? I extremely doubt it, but maybe. I'd probably try that next if it comes down to it, if I get like too annoyed at this. I'll pause and I will assign controls to the keyboard, and we'll just have to deal with the annoying noises every once in a while. But also, I don't really like the idea of the prospect of playing an N64 game with a keyboard. Like, the controller is enough of a disaster as it is. The N64 controller, rather. That's a confounding bit of hardware. Now imagine you have to assign it to something else. Although I guess part of that is also just, hey, yeah, keyboards don't usually copy a stick very well anyway, so... Oh yeah, I might actually be able to fight the things in the air if I was using a real weapon. And not the fast travel flute. Okay, so let's see if anything happens and if anybody gives us, like, a dialogue hint. And the answer is no. So... so much for that. Well, that's okay. We need to go backwards anyway. There's some stuff that we need to pick up in this general area of the world. But... we also can go and visit the fortune teller and get ripped off, basically. And by that, I mean we pay money to get a hint. Which is really a minor deal, but it is just kind of like, oh, I feel silly. This game I've played through multiple times. In fact, there's a playthrough of me having played the... yes, great use of words there. In fact, I've played through this game on this channel... and there's VODs up on YouTube somewhere, so... if people want to see that... well... it does exist... get out of my way. I thought that was a fortune teller place, but it's not. Yeah, you can tell from the red building here. And we get to see this guy again. And he's solved my worries, apparently. As he supposedly does. Ask the collector. Dude. I was literally trying to walk backwards. Calm down. He's trying to hustle me for more money. Well, guess what? You weren't very helpful in the first... well, that's a lie. That is actually useful information. But... before we can deal with that, I've got something I need to do here. Oops. Well, thankfully I did that lowering the controller thing. It's because I'm really bad at just holding this basically with the thing upright at a 90-degree angle. God, I feel like I need a stand for this if I want to charge it then. If that's what we're coming to. going to be very upset about that. Well, I wonder if it's something I can, like, twiddle something inside of it and fix that. You know. Now, of course, we get to do some swimming, because this is great. It's okay. I think it mostly felt bad on the dive, really. The right amount of bridges. I mean, we don't get turned around as easily going forward, so probably not, but what is going on with those, like, tiny little puncture holes in the texture? That is weird. I wonder if that's an issue that was with the original game. I'd have to go and play through the whole game, though, to find out. And playing it on this deflected controller, not very likely. This is one of those games that I would love to own a cartridge of, but I'm pretty sure that it's probably like $50 to own an English cartridge of it. Because retro game prices are, you know, the entire market there is just broken and has been for years. So yeah, before we do that, although that's like at least theoretically a pretty good idea, we want to go this way. Because there is a hidden treasure in the Ghost Toys castle that we need the ability to dive underwater for. Anyway, yeah, retro game prices, absolutely deranged. It's horrible. Collecting anything just sucks, but I've got to say that just in general, bonsai for all the people who make stuff like EverDrives and all the various kind of clones thereof. Because, yeah, those are a hell of a lot cheaper than buying some games, and if you want to play things on hardware, it's definitely like, hey, yeah, better to just get those than even bother trying to pay some of those prices. The people who are putting some of these games up on eBay and elsewhere for like hundreds of dollars, they don't deserve your fucking money. Are you kidding me? Don't give it to them. That's the reason why you shouldn't buy them in the first place. It's not about whether or not there's any sort of, you know, there's no moral quandary there. Just fuck those guys. They deserve nothing. Nothing! Anyway, maybe I'm in a bad mood today. I mean, I'm already a little bit sour anyway, because there's a package that I ordered a couple of... I only ordered this, like, about a week ago, so I shouldn't be upset, but they told me that it would be here on a specific day, which is a very bad idea if you're a package delivery service. Restrict what you say about that to, it'll be here within this sort of range, because you don't actually know when it's going to be there. You have estimates, but, you know, not a great thing. I am no big fan of that, because now this package is 2 days late. And you might be saying, well, it said it was going to be here on Monday. And yes, but it didn't come here today, so it's coming in on Wednesday at the very earliest. 2 days late. So close enough, and by the time this is on YouTube, it will definitely, well, hopefully by then it will actually have arrived, but I digress. Oh. Wait, this just works in a dungeon? No, I didn't think so. Thankfully, it freezes time, so I'm not going to get, like, shot in the face 8 times while I'm doing that. But yeah, it's just kind of like, it's got me a little bit bummed at worst, but on the other hand, it is just kind of reminding me, wow, all of my experiences with FedEx have absolutely sucked. And to think the fucking goon show that, you know, we accidentally allowed to have power in this country. They're all like, oh, well, the profit motive will encourage these companies to compete better. And like, no, it won't. I have a feeling that if they were to abolish the post office, which I don't even know if they can do, but they've been trying for a while. Like, the thing that's going to happen to it isn't going to be that any of them are going to get better. They're going to do to package delivery what companies already did to telecommunications. In fact, it may end up being the same fucking people. Probably not actually literally, but, you know. Anyway. Yeah, so it's very unfortunate. I enjoyed this game and I was looking forward to streaming more of it, and now I've just like ended up in a bad mood. You know, everything has got, because this, you know, I don't think people really understood that micro USB sucked that badly at the time, though. I mean, when your other option for a smaller USB attachment was mini USB, like, yeah, I'll take micro over mini USB. I mean, there's connectivity issues, but did I ever tell you guys, I'm sure I did, that way back in the day when I was using a Blue Yeti, one time when I disconnected it because I was moving it around and I pulled out the cord, it has a mini USB port in the bottom of it. I ripped part of the port out. Yeah. They were kind enough to replace it to me for no charge, although I did have to wait like 2 weeks to get it replaced because, well, processing time and stuff. I'm not necessarily complaining about that. It's just I am making a note of it. Regardless, yeah, so I destroyed the port on it by unplugging it. So that is a big part of why why mini USB has my eternal contempt, is because apparently it just is shit for some reason. Anywho, I can't actually leave this screen once I play the flute. I'm trying to remember where this, how to get to this screen for this last fortune doll we can pick up now. But, yeah, so don't press the button accidentally when you have it equipped instead of something else, I guess. That's the lesson of the day. Anyway, enough of my problems. Let's talk more about the fact that I still haven't bothered to look up, and I really should, if there is there was a USB Type-C board for the PS4 controller that was being sold a while ago. I think I still have a link to it somewhere in my files. I should see if that's a thing that still exists. Just out of curiosity, you know, at least to find out, is it cheaper than getting a whole ass Xbox One controller? Because being totally honest with you, I don't want to do that. It's probably technically a better idea, but also I don't want to. Hey, can you dive under here? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, I mean, it does have at least some use. So it's not completely useless. I just kind of don't want to. I'd rather just use all the stuff that I already have. If I have to do minor adjustments, then so be it. I mean, really, getting that as an upgrade for my PS4 controller anyway would not be a bad idea. But for the time being, I'll figure that out later. And I guess an X-Bone controller would not be a bad idea. I saw one with a really nice, parentheses, it was very, very loud color pattern on it. Unfortunately, at the time that I saw it, it was cheaper than it is now. Which, I saw it on Amazon. It was on sale a couple of weeks ago. And I really should have asked about it at the time, but, you know, asked somebody to throw me a little cash for it. But whatever. Who cares? That's not even a big... But I digress. I'm very, very torn, as you can probably tell, and I hate to ask for help. I have issues with that, basically, of a variety of types. So this doesn't take me over to where I need to go for this, as I'm... Oh god, that looked like my game froze. I was concerned for a moment. Oh. Well, good thing it's happening during this completely unskippable cutscene that we're going to see a lot of today. Oh, which one is... Oh, it's C right to open the map. What the fuck? That's so weird! Now that I'm like... Because I'm thinking about other games right now in terms of control and anything, so my brain's just like, what? C right? Okay, yeah, it's this general area. I'm very torn on the idea of whether or not this sort of, like, backtracking with use of your new abilities is a good idea. Because I think it is kind of, like, annoying, but also... If the devs didn't do it, it would feel really they'd feel a little uncreative. Anywho, we got that, and now I get to squint as I pass through these, Oh. Yeah, so I mean, I could probably pause at some point and don't move the controller too much. I never learn. And I could find a picture of that controller and be like, hey, yeah, it looks like this. Okay, so we can interrupt it at least. Oh yeah, this description does not match up. I think it was wireless. Hang on. Yes, it was a wireless controller. Because... yeah, I was looking for a wireless controller just because I think it'd be easier to use. Anyway, I'll paste the one... I'll paste the link that I found on Amazon for it, and you can see the color pattern. I could look for another one that's cheaper in, like, a color that's different, but... that's so, like, intense. Oh, apparently the pink one is just, like, 40 bucks-ish. Again, parentheses, I'm looking at Amazon prices, which I can easily get better elsewhere, but... now you've got me stopping to look at this. As I shift the blame to you, it's absolutely just me. That said, I think it's very funny that there's some of them that are just like, here's this pattern, but in color schemes that are also shit, but for completely different reasons. Again, saying it's shit is, like, definitely a little bit mean, but also, it is a little bit, like, overly loud, maybe. But I kind of appreciate that for some... oop. I did it again. Hand blocking the... whoa. Oh. Oh, there's something in Oedo Castle that we missed, apparently. Because there were some, like, big stone hands in there that get moved after we defeat the boss, and I did not realize that was even a thing. Well, let's go and deal with that real quick. Oh, yeah. I'm pressing the wrong button. Now, Goemon gets to properly go for it because this level is built more around him than anyone else. Costs more on eBay. That's a shame. Anyway. Yeah, that was... I missed out on a chance to grab that off of, like, a better sale a couple of weeks ago. So yeah. Can't post the link. That's okay. But yeah. I think I just gotta look into that at some point and just actually kind of sack up and... well, that's okay. I'm getting a little bit of money sometime soon, because I said I wanted to buy one of those mini computers. It's because I want a machine that I can learn to do Linux stuff on, and I have other uses for a second small computer afterwards, but I'll definitely have a little extra to pick up a controller and stuff too. So yeah, huge thanks to my dad, who is like legitimately the most generous person in the entire world, I think. I could ask him for like anything and he'd move heaven and earth for me, and I'm obviously trying to avoid abusing that because, like, the guy does too much for me in the first place. That, and as I said, I hate asking for help. I get, like, Catholic level guilt about anything where I'm like, oh yeah, I could use a little bit of money with, no, fuck. I'm embarrassed about the fact that this is the most I do in my life. I hope at least I'm funny sometimes. Because, well, I say sometimes because you can't win them all. Because, I mean, listen, it's kind of hard to be funny nowadays. Just when it comes to any sort of... Don't read the news is all I can say. I mean, obviously you got to keep informed a little bit. And my saying don't read the news is also kind of a thing about, you know, don't just watch network news or don't read the big newspapers or anything, because, well, unfortunately, if I keep like going into depth about any of that, it will start to sound like I'm something that I'm not, because unfortunately the other side of the aisle has the same arguments, but they're for reasons that they pulled completely out of their ass, and or are using it to try to hide their not at all subtle anti-Semitism. But anyway, that's enough politics for now, probably. You know, let's not turn this entire stream into scaring the hoes. Even though, absolutely, I am the sort of person who would be like, yeah, okay. Given half the chance, I am leaning 100% into scaring the hose level content, while I'm out here drafting up, you know, VTuber designs that look like every other VTuber, and playing games that really are not that unusual compared to, oh wow, you're playing a recomp of an N64 game. That's like, congratulations on your extreme normie taste there, champ. The problem is I only look like my tastes are unusual compared to people who are like completely without any sort of, you know, who have never dipped into basically anything. Also, I don't remember my way around this castle, and I forgot that there's a map that does actually tell you stuff, even if it's not the most informative. Okay, so that's out by the entry. Is it the one in the corner? The other corner? Sheesh. The Luigi's Mansion map. So I've never played a Luigi's Mansion game. So I would freely say that I do not know. Yeah, but like, I mean, you know, again, any of the weird shit that I'm into is not even remotely unusual anymore. Like, oh yeah, I know what the Toho characters are. I can't even do that because everybody knows what those games get released on English, you know, on American platforms, right? Those games get released on Steam. The fan games get released on Steam. So I can't even, you know, I can't pull that on anyone. That's not impressive or cool or anything. That's... Okay, so one of the rooms I went into had an elevator thing that I mistook a key for, I think. A key position. Like, I can't even truly pull seniority because, okay, I did discover those games, like, over 10 entries ago. Back when I was in high school, which is alarming to think about that, Phantasmagoria of the Windows one was on PC at the time. But by then, like, all the 4chan people already knew about it, I think, and although I did get it from a guy who was, somewhere in Asia, I legitimately, I forget what country it was. He might have been Filipino. It might have been like Indonesian. Anyway, I forget exactly, but the point here is that I learned about that stuff from him, and I downloaded them of my own you know, well before it was a like a hyper popular thing, but I don't have hipster cred for it. Like, I can't be like, yes, I've played these games on the PC 98. I own a PC 98. And you might be saying, why the hell do you have that? Well, I'll tell you the reason in a second, but, you know, I can't do that as, like, you know, it's still kind of fully inside the normie sphere in some level. Maybe the idea of, like, things that are obscure or not has kind of faded away on some level. I don't think that's even, like, a real thing anymore, but I definitely... Like, honestly, I don't know what the fuck is considered popular or not anymore. I'm so detached from everyone, and I'm happy that way. But I digress. Yeah, so the story as to... I have one of the last model of the PC 98 series. It's a 9821... I think RA43 is the rest of the model number. It's like literally the last one they made. But I bought it back when I was still doing YouTube videos where I appeared on camera. And I was going to do like a full series retrospective on the series. And I bought it for reasons of having it as like a prop. I got a keyboard with it too. I fully intended to make that thing actually be functional and record footage off of it. I was clearly going insane on that level, and yeah, that video never got made, and at this particular juncture, I am not going to put my face on a fucking camera for, like, until the world finds its brain again. And in fact, maybe not even then, because, well, I'm sure that we all know that I'm very good at walking off of platforms instead of jumping off of them. But I'm sure that we all know by now that I am a trans woman. But I don't really do a whole lot of, like, the part of performing and presenting gender very much. I mean, you can tell I haven't even done, like, the voice training thing, and I've been meaning to do that for a while. Look into that. And yeah, so there are definitely people who are, like, monstrously shitty about that kind of thing, even outside of the usual suspects. But a big part of why I decided to put pack it in with the camera forever, and I intended to go back to using my camera after after I rebooted my YouTube channel, but I sort of decided not to, is because ultimately I think that the shitty people kind of got given a little too much power in the world recently. You know, seeing the election results kind of told me a lot about the world that I hadn't even noticed that things were so bad in that regard. So, yeah, I decided, yeah, okay, I'm hiding my face for the rest of forever. Although that said, for those of you who want to support me on Patreon, there are some older videos that I had on the YouTube channel back before I nuked it, and some of those do have my face in there. So, okay, if you want to pay for it, I consider that a type of trust agreement. And you might say that maybe I shouldn't trust people in that regard, but here's what I have to say, is that if they were to do that and they were to use it to, like, take it elsewhere onto the internet and slander me in some way, well, here's my counter argument. Ha ha, you stupid cunt, I have your money. And you're never getting it back. Anyway. Enough of that. And I'd say excuse the language, but don't. Now I have to remember how to get out of here. That's the worst part. And then I'm going to... Oh. Oh, right. No, I can see... Yeah, well, here's why you shouldn't quote it, is because Well, I'm not really going to be making off with too many people's money anytime soon ever again anyway, but... no, that's obviously not why. I'm being thick. Not like that. Do I have all of these yet? I'm feeling like I'm missing some based on... I do have a guide up for these. I don't have a guide up for anything else useful, but... I have a guide for the locations of the health upgrades. Oh. This feels like I'm missing one of the gold dolls, and I don't know offhand where it is. Okay, now we got that. No, I remember getting the one that I just read about. Shadow Temple. Yeah, I mean, the weird chain lift things do kind of... Yeah, that is basically just sort of the big room of the Shadow Temple a little bit. And we did have one over a set over a bottomless pit, so it fits. This game came out a few months before OOT did, though. I actually looked that up on the first stream I did of this game on... As in the first stream I did of the recomp, not when I played this game literally years ago. That would be significantly harder for anyone to remember. But I would expect some like concurrent development to be happening in that regard, just because of the timing. Did I go the wrong way? I sure did. Oh. Well, good time for me to lean down and kill the controller, I guess. It felt appropriate. Oh, no, I didn't go the wrong way. This is actually... We just go out here. Okay, yeah, no, I've gone through this entire list, and I feel like... I've collected all the... Because judging by the way that sounds, it feels like I'd be missing one gold thing. And yeah, that doesn't add up with what unless my memory is that bad. 1 second, we're going to get some disconnect sounds. I'm just adjusting in my chair. So I had to set my controller down. On the upside, at least I don't have to, like, reassign the controls every time. It is smart about that. Okay, so who's the collector? Hold on, do I want to, like, chuck a coin in here? Oh, whoops. Oh, good. Now it's doing the USB device not recognized issue, because I guess it's not connected properly. told you I hate USB-C. Let's see, do I throw coins at this or something? No. Say, what if I... read the signs, talk to people? Okay, no, now it's giving me some... Well, it did switch back. I was saying it's giving me some pretty serious problems now. I need to... I really should just set up keyboard controls. I just don't like to for this type of thing. Oh, right. Benkei, that's who we have to talk to. Right, I'm being a person who forgets the lore. That's what I'm doing this time. Which will tell you that I usually don't pay the greatest of attention to any of these sorts of things. The dialogue in a lot of them. This is a place we go, right? Hey you, what do you know about this? Yeah. Kihachi. Alright. Where can we find this goofball? Center pond, huh? Well. Oh, calm down, you. So I was thinking of the right place. We gotta go visit the Kappa who lives in the middle of town. I just skipped, like, a whole step. Bro, what do you need goggles for? Oh, pardon me, he's a water imp. Oh, right, that's the same thing. Be more specific. Get real. Whirled in that piece of rock. What piece of rock? It's a tough word. Oh, shut up. That was such a bad joke. Okay. We just need that very specific thing. I mean, can you guys explain? Like, why we need it? Did you spell favorite food two different ways? Well, a lot of help that was. Hey, can anyone in town tell me anything about that? Eating the cucumber. Alright, well, I mean, that makes sense. Maybe by the son of the priest. I mean... I don't know if that guy's going to be here, so we're going to have to go talk to the guy over there. I'm pretty sure that the son of the priest is the guy who is up in that spot that we can't get to. Yeah, up there. So... do you know anything about that? Excuse me. Yeah, pet cockroaches I know are a thing, so. It's not really that unusual, I don't think. Probably not, anyway. Oh. Oh, calm down, you. I barely moved the thing. Let me try unplugging the cable for a second here and... I'm gonna rub a Q-tip over the port here. I don't think it's gonna actually help, but who knows? Maybe there is some sort of like tiny obstruction involved there. It might do something. I'd say it can't hurt, but I mean, it probably could actually. It is micro USB we're talking about here. I hate Trini. Yeah, let's do this. All right, what do we got here? A locked warehouse. As I'm pressing the wrong button again. Hey, guy. Oh yeah, it's looking like the same guy from before. Develop my legs and ankles. Well, I mean... Hey. Alright, yeah, it's giving me the business. Hang on. I'm gonna set this real quick. And we're gonna get to see that this is... Hey. Oh, do I have to... Fuck. I have to click that one. Okay. Spacebar. Shift, I mean, okay. Target, Q, that's the Z. R, that would be, well, the R button, I guess. So, yeah. And then that's L. Okay, I think I understand this. There's probably still going to be some... There's still going to be some Windows noises. Because my controller is still plugged in because I'm trying to charge it. In a specified time limit. Play your training when you reach the goal at the very top. Oh. I think this is just a raw platforming. We don't get our... Yeah, this is just the tower in Womp's Fortress so far. Surely there's going to be more stuff. Anyway, yeah, we don't use the super jump magic here. We just have to platform. Fuck. I did that way too early. Would you like to jump while I'm in motion, please? It really doesn't seem to like doing that. And I don't know if it's the software, which in this case, by software, I mean the game itself, or if it's my keyboard acting up. That was just bad control on my part, at least. So this is probably going to take a bit, but also I am kind of adjusting to a new control scheme on some level here. Do you mind, Sasuke? What the fuck was that movement? Other than not correct, I mean. Yeah, I mean, let's think about the era when this came out. So, the original game, not the recomp, although I'm not sure that we're necessarily in a golden age of good controls in like regular games anyway. And since this is just imitating the software of the thing. Wow, okay, you didn't even just like automatically ask me if I wanted to. What a pain in the ass. I mean, it's not really that much of a pain in the ass. It's just why didn't you do that? I'm pretty sure the other ones did. So that's weird. Anyway, I know several platformers that do this basic idea of jump around this tower full of like platforms that do stuff that make your life suck. I think the one in DK64 inside the lighthouse is apparently actually the exact pattern as Womp's Fortress. I could be wrong about that. Oh, you... Wow! That is some killer knockback on these things. What are they made of? I mean, I know it's got wood textures on there, but for all we know, it's made of like rubber or something. What's the matter, streamer? You've never heard of a rubber tree? Wait. Yeah, in this position, we really just want to just go with raw timing and as little stick movement as possible. We gotta pretend that the stick is a bear or something. Wait, no, that's... Also, I will note that we've entered into a weird patch of very non-American English of various bits here. We saw favorite spelled that way. And then that spelling for curb is not a thing that is used in American English, if I recall correctly, which altogether rather odd, because I don't think the rest of the game was using like more British spelling. Huh. I mean, the game did get a release in Europe. Interestingly enough. And the other N64 game, parentheses, I think there's 3 N64 games actually in Japan, but only 2 of them got localized for reasons that are perhaps a little bit unsurprising. Of like, what do you mean this one escaped Japan in the first place? But that one was known in the US as Goemon's Great Adventure. I want to say that it also used the Mystical Ninja starring Goemon name in Europe. Unusually. We gotta be, like, real close here. But I'm kind of bad at doing the inputs, because, yeah, I'm doing this on a keyboard, and wouldn't you know, that doesn't work as well as the other thing. This would probably be basically free if I was doing it on a controller. Parentheses, a controller that actually worked, but, you know, one thing at a time here. There's definitely some jank here because I am bonking in places where I should not be because I definitely was not in those positions. Oh wait, no, bonk, that's the wrong company. Wait. Yeah, if you don't hit those correctly, you do not have a good time. Oh man, how long does this take to spin around the pillar? Because I'm gonna... And then I touch the other keys. That's my fault. But still. And then we just bonk off of the other edge again. I'm just jumping all the way back down to the bottom out of frustration. Now, because... Yeah, I'm doing real bad at this. And I keep getting caught on the corners because, well, it has corners instead of being round because LOL N64. What? All left hand. Fuck. Not such a good idea. Did you want to jump by any chance, dude? I wonder if I could assign the jump button to, like, a mouse button or something. Because this doesn't feel great to be in such a position where I'm like, okay, yeah. Use the other hand for jumping. Ah. I hate this so fucking much, dude. I can't even begin to describe how bad this feels. Just the keyboard part at all. Although, taking the right hand off of the spacebar does kind of feel a little better. It's just that now I can't make it because everything makes you lose like a million years of distance here. Hold up. I'm going in here. No, it doesn't take mouse inputs. I tried. Okay, you know what? Maybe this thing feels like cooperating. This is why I wanted to stick to just using the controller, because it actually, you know... Hey! Piece of shit! And then I take one jump and it's back to... Excuse me. That was more to get out of my hands faster, but I'm also very frustrated. I really cannot keep doing that. No, the design is kind of bad too, but objectively, the fact that I'm using a keyboard to do this, it doesn't feel as good as doing it with like anything that has control sticks, which is of course the way you're supposed to be doing it. But you know, because the geniuses at Sony decided that having this thing have micro USB. Granted, yes, it's what they had at the time, but still. Also, by the way, yeah, just to underscore real quick that, yeah, it is that short. I was failing all of that because there's just not enough time to get back up if you falter. It's weird because we beat it with like over half a minute left. Now hold on, I'm going to go and while this thing is currently trying to, you know, remove its own ribs so that way it can suck its own cock, I'm gonna crack open DS4 Windows and see what sort of like battery life this says. It says 54%. So I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to open the control panel. I'm going to unplug. I'm gonna plug it into the power brick that I have on my floor power strip here. I'm gonna fumble around with it like an ass, and I'm going to also knock down my entire boom arm with my chin in the process. Play. And because USB Type A is also kind of bad, I'm going to have to flip the thing over several times to be able to get it plugged in. But that's old news. That's something we've all just sort of come to accept as part of its charms. I'm plugging it into the floor to see if I can maintain some charge. I don't think that this thing is going to eat 54% battery life, and if it does, then Jesus Christ. How badly was I pushing it before? Excuse me, and I'm going to tell Windows to disconnect the wireless controller that's still there. And turn it over to pairing mode. Okay, so we should be good to go now. And maybe, God willing, it will actually charge. On the other hand, it is micro USB, so like, yeah. Okay, so we hold the C up button in order to make our super jumps there. Oh God, PSP. I'm genuinely, like I said, I've mentioned this like 800 times now, but I did buy a replacement PSP battery. I'm kind of curious how long that would last if I was just running it all the way through. But I'll take a look into that some other time. For now, I'm just going to stick with this and hope that we are in good enough shape to maybe complete this game tonight. Because, yeah, all the controller pain, I am, like... I'm a little bit brain fried right now. I definitely feel like the last time I played this, that part was not nearly so hard. But I don't remember either. I also probably had a controller that was working properly, or this was before my PS4 controller decided that it didn't want to be very obedient with the micro USB. It's gotten worse for some reason over time. I know that. Okay. So we're going to try and get everything in this game, or at least, again, attempt to. That's right, we're going to try and attempt to. So we've got a place where we can go to the Festival Temple Castle and go pick up a thing. Only a little bit. Oh. Careful of these things, because they kill you instantly. One of the extremely few instant death objects in this game that causes real instant death. Whoa. The hell was... Oh. Okay. And you have to use the jetpack from a standing start, which is very odd, but hey. I didn't design the game. Shit. Well, I mean, maybe they should let me design one of these games. It's not like Konami is doing anything with the property anyway. Like what? You put it on a couple of fucking pachinko machines, maybe at most. The most dignified thing that Konami would do with any of their properties at this point is include them in a Vampire Survivors crossover DLC. Which, the fact that they've done that with multiple of their game franchises is kind of funny in its own way. Anyway, I have no idea if I'm going the way I need to go to find this item, but I'm going here anyway. Because at this point we will browse around and look at some of the other locations where some of these things show up and see if maybe I missed one earlier in the game that I thought I got. Because for all I know, it could happen. It very likely did happen. Yeah, this is where the one that I was thinking of that was like, oh, maybe I forgot that was, but no, I got this one. I just didn't remember because it's a slightly odd position. Anyway, the one we're here for actually is in the western area, so that's like all the way in the back. It's where we found the kunai of severe cold. Okay, let's take a look at our map. I don't know if this is the right room or not, but I think this is it. I just would like to get rid of these flying jerks here real quick. Okay, it looks like we have to jump out this way in order to get in this sort of moat. Oh. Yeah, I don't think the bomb is going to be good for fighting things up close. Because it's a huge pain in the ass. Ooh, okay, so I'm going to have to do something different for that. I think I got to go around the other side and get on that more brown-colored rooftop. Okay, good. It's a much shorter jump than it looked like. Although, I'll still do that anyway. Okay, I was like, how the fuck do I get back? And then... Right, yeah, dopey me, go this way. Let me just... Oh. No, I can see in here. It's just that the last one that I got gave us a health upgrade. And I somehow didn't hash that out in my brain. Well... Yeah, avoid getting flattened by those things, because I'm pretty sure that those will also kill you. Okay. Now that we're out here, we go back to the old Zazen town here. And we oh, thank you for the host, Alan. Hope you're having a good time. How was the rest of Voices of the Void that you played? That was an unusual game. You missed me having controller issues, which is probably for the better, because I was extremely frustrated with that, but well, good old micro USB not being a great standard for connection. So you made it crash and lost like an hour. Well, good job. That's actually kind of cool, though. I mean, I think that's fun. Push a game that hard that it is just like, oh, well, I don't feel like it anymore. Stop! I'm done with you, and it explodes. Oh, technology. It exists, apparently. It's an interesting looking kind of thing. Like I said, I could definitely tell from some of those sounds that is absolutely a Source Engine thing, right? So that's pretty cool. It was kind of giving me a little bit of Half-Life-ish vibes in some ways too, just on some level. But with the ability for you to do more interesting stuff and you can watch whatever on TV. Hey, I'm here for a cucumber. Yeah. That's a lot for a cucumber, but okay. That's half my money. It would be a lot larger percent of my money if I didn't go and try to look for as many of the rest of the health upgrades as I could find, but... Yeah, either that or we're just monstrously poor. Then again, this guy probably is just kind of proud of his cucumber and... Oh. That sounds inappropriate. Just like almost everything else I say on this channel, but... I'm just saying it doesn't need the help. Am I going the wrong way? No, it's just that only on the other side is it a thing where you just literally walk along the whole path and you do it that way. Well, it's this guy again. Hey, get a load of my cucumber. In order for us to get the miracle snow, apparently a little bit more than one whole flake despite the look, but hey. And we did all this so that way we can go to space. I'd say it makes sense if I explain it, but it won't. In fact, the more I explain it, the less sense it'll make. And that's just kind of how Ganbare Goemon is as a franchise. Parentheses based on my understanding of it, which, admittedly... This is the only game in the series that I've ever played. One of the 3 that got released... Actually, hold the phone. I believe I'm incorrect in saying that because I believe there was a 4th. And it was a Game Boy game that was released through some collection back in the day. Not a recent thing, that Konami had some sort of like Game Boy collection. And for some reason, one of the games they had on there was one of the Ganbare Goemon games from Game Boy. And they translated it when they released this collection in the US, bizarrely enough. Or possibly Europe. Regardless, it was released outside of Japan, which is quite strange. And they gave it a full translation, and they gave it the name of Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, which was what they were using for the whole franchise as a thing for a while, I guess. And so we have that. We also have this game. We have Goemon's Great Adventure, which is the other N64 one, which I've mentioned before, that I have never played. And there is, of course, the SNES game, Legend of the Mystical Ninja, which I've heard is ridiculously hard. At least in some parts. But of course, that's gaming in the early 90s for you. Those things were made for... made to be significantly tougher in a lot of ways because games were, by design, almost exclusively very, very short. And they needed you to get your money's worth. Because, I mean, they couldn't just be turning everything into a 30-hour-plus RPG, could they? Well, they could if they weren't cowards, but I digress. Also, yeah, we got some real intense music here for our final dungeon. Now that we're past the point of no return. Oh, yeah. Gotta use your jetpack there, Sasuke. That thing that we had to go through that intense-ass jump course for. Just that way we could appreciate the fact that we could have skipped all that if we just had the jetpack in the first place. Whoa. Okay, I think those just sort of move at a weird speed, because I was like, that looks like it's lagging. It's not. I think it's just moving at a weird speed. To make it look like it's lagging, which is also weird because, again, haven't played the N64 version for eons, but Oh, you're being rude, aren't you, buddy? Is that the flamethrower guy from down there? Yes, it is, and I fell off. Wow. Although, come to think of it, this doesn't really look like a place where there's much of anywhere for us to go from there. So did I miss a door this way? Oh no, that's locked behind a gold door. So we gotta go do something this way. It's locked behind a gold R. And I forgot what I was saying, other than the puns. I guess I can rewind like all the way over to the part where... Oh, right, because these things. Yeah, I haven't played this game on an NES emulator or, God help you, a cartridge for a very, very long time. As you all know by now, because I've mentioned it several times. But I don't think these, like, razor blades or whatever they are, lagged that much. I remember a couple of other places that lagged that this helped out with. So I would find it very strange if they had added new lag in places. And also, it's not like these things should be that intensive, so... That would just be all kinds of bizarre. Oh, yeah, careful, don't round the corners too tightly, because the game won't be happy with you if you do that. It's okay, the game's done plenty of things that have made me very unhappy, but actually most of those can just be blamed on my controller. Actually, I do wonder how hard it would be to change the battery in one of these controllers. If that's a problem. Surely there's got to be something that I can get in place for this that has, like, fairly high capacity. Oops. That's fine. I'll go ahead and retake this path with the weird razor blades coming out. It's like, well, various things where you'd have a place to just shove them in the wall. Was that a thing on airplanes at one point? In particular, I think of a part of Bad Mojo, where you had to go into a wall slot that was full of old razor blades and some other things. Bad Mojo, what a game. If it controlled a little better, I would definitely think about putting that on the stream list, but... You know, so I can lose all my audience with the cockroach game, right? I'm sure that would be a absolute delight for a very large portion of my audience. And wouldn't turn anybody away, right? I mean, I know people would think it was cool, but... It's definitely something with a very niche audience. It's also incredibly depressing, so... And yeah, I'm not sure why those fan platforms like bob like that, other than just for the aesthetic of it. Might bring bad motion to my... I mean... Yeah, you got me there. Oh, he's onto me. Besides, I did a video about that game anyway. Because I like it a lot. I just... Controlling it can be pain. But I mean, that's just kind of how it goes with a lot of games that are cool. Oh, they're great, but also actually playing them, Oh, right, they were made in the 90s. Not that every game that controlled... Not that every game ever made in the 90s was, Not that every game made in the 90s controlled badly, there we go. But... Definitely... Especially stuff where you were on something that had more buttons. Like, hey, yeah, a lot of NES, a lot of Game Boy games, they controlled just fine. But that's on something simpler and much harder to fuck up. And usually when they did fuck up, it was more to do with like sensitivity and stuff, and sensitivity of controls. Not anybody who wants to, you know, get all mad at me for, you know, bringing up any sort of, well, anything to do with themes, really. But no, I'm not complaining about the fact that a lot of games in that era were not woke, even though, let's be honest with ourselves, a lot of those games are definitely, you know, you look back at them and they had some issues. And again, it's not like gaming is necessarily in the best of conditions in that regard nowadays. Does this hurt us? No, it's just a water thing that it looks like water, but it's clearly not. Oh, here we've got different style of these fan platforms. But also we need another gold key to get over there, so I'm expecting we want to go this way. I'll be completely upfront with you, Roundy. I don't exactly know what that is. But on the other hand, I do appreciate the basic gag there, because I think I kind of get what you're trying to get at there. To be entirely fair, there's a very large amount of games that I simply do not know what they are, even if it's something that I probably should. Oh boy, it's one of those kind of cases. Okay, so where are we relative to where we need to be? We're actually right where we need to be. That's easy. I mean, like, even this game, I mentioned this earlier, that there's some places here that things are a little bit, well, retrograde, I guess might be a word that you can use. Oh, there's apparently a thing down here, so... Thankfully, this platforming is not super hard. I'm just below the... The hell it is, guide. It doesn't seem to actually be the case. Oh no, I see it now. Yeah, I mean, technically the description that was given for this is not wrong, but I wouldn't say it's correct either. All right, and go through there, the tiny little mouse hole. Pick that up. And back we go, and there is some graphical effect problem there, it looks like. Well, maybe we're not supposed to see that, to be honest with you, so... Nah, I think it's just a bit of crust. Oh yeah, you gotta actually hit that with the thing. We can't go there yet because we don't have the key for it, but we do have this gold key, so we can go in here. I need to remember how to turn the camera. I remember to hold R to do that. Incredible. Yeah, I don't know that I could ever do like a good humorous live message, go live thing. I want something that sort of fits with it. Oh god, these were a thing in Sunshine, weren't they? I tell you what, there's not a lot of things that I remember off the top of my head about any of the specific, like, platforming shit in Sunshine. Other than, like, eel. Toiling in the video game mines. Yeah, I've seen that. I think you had one for a while that was something like in the pocket of big video game or something like that. Which, I mean, hey, all of these are always fun. I just try to go something that, like, is thematic with any of the moon or space theming that I've been going with for eons. Maybe things will be, maybe it'll be different at some point. You know, I remember an era when it would have been fun to have been in the pocket of big video game. And now I just look at where the business is now, and I'm like... Shit. I'm so bad at this. This specific, like, rolling crate... And saying rolling is not really the correct, but, like... It's sort of rotating and moving forward. That's right. We're going full on over the top here of just use the whole jetpack instead of like regular jumps. All this for one diamond key. Well, there we go. And it comes out here. Wait, no, that's a different gag. Anyway. We gotta go take the ladder. We gotta hit the switch again because for some reason it just sort of deactivated. It ran out of batteries. Don't mention that. I'm slightly nervous about this controller. It's alright. I'm sure we'll be fine. And if we're not, I'll be very sad. Oh, see, they got, like, little fake little, like, wave things that are coming at you. I don't know where the hell they're coming from, but hey. They seem to just be appearing from that chunk of platform. Something which makes total sense. Why are you laughing? Shit. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough because I think I've got to jump on that and then I've got to jetpack up from the top of the cage thing. Oh, this is not a good place for the camera to be. Okay, so the... Oh, wow, okay. I was about to say, is the description of the guide for this one wrong? But no. It's perfectly fine. We're one heart piece away from getting a heart container. There's a one-up down here, for some reason. Up we go. Oh, hey, we get to take a break in the middle of the dungeon for some reason. Oh. I thought I had to smack those open because it just seemed like the sort of thing that this game would make you do. So we get to stop off in the middle of this for an item shop for some reason. Oh, yeah, because I guess... Right, that makes sense. We are actually in a part of Japan that's just been abducted into space. At 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock p.m. What, back to back? I mean, I guess depending on how long it is. Excuse me. Anyway, we could buy items if we wanted to. We could tank the rest of our money for a couple of 1-ups, but meh. I don't feel like it. I'm pretty sure we'll probably be okay. There's an inn here, so we can save in the middle of this. I mean, they did kind of steal a whole town out of nowhere. That's impressive in its own way. I will not spend the night. Well, thank you, sir, for at least warning me that there wouldn't be a use for it. Anyway, yeah, these guys' little, like, rose blooms that they throw around can hurt you. They also get stuck to... Oh, yeah, they hurt you multiple times. I forgot about that. Tends to be less... Yeah, I'm not an expert in the field, so... Like I said, this is the only game in this series that I've ever played, but... I feel like that scans in some weird way. Oh, Konami, not knowing when to pump the brakes. Oh, hey, a radish. That's nothing like a parsnip. I don't know why I was thinking parsnips. All right, because of Plastic Alan. I mean, let me tell you, there's a lot to that, so just putting on the makeup isn't gonna get you there, but you can sustain that for shockingly long. Everybody here is like really enamored with the local celebrities. Although it definitely, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, it makes me think of like this sort of, I don't want to say necessarily industry plant, but the idea of characters who are people who aren't real celebrities, but they just keep being insisted as being so, and then they just sort of get there because the popularity is sort of forced into existence. I guess that is a type of industry plant, but I want to be a little bit either more or less specific of in terms of a statement, I guess, because I don't know, I say industry plant and I think like specifically a music thing, musician, but that's not even necessarily what I'm saying here. We do have a bazooka. We can maybe do that. Mr. Gunpowder? I don't know. Sure, let's spend a little bit of cash here and grab some armor. This is far and away the most that I've ever done that in a playthrough of this game. Oh, hey, there's Wise Man again. He looks like Santa in some sort of, like, martial arts attire. He just got catapulted far away. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure you all figured this part out. You all know this very clearly. He's talking about, like, car magazines and stuff here. In the Japanese original, it was pornography, obviously. But, you know, they're not going to say that in a game on Nintendo. Or maybe they are, but not one that's rated for what I think back then would have been KA, or possibly they had the E rating by then, but... But yeah, no. Wow. Who would have imagined the clever old man is a pervert? Like, that's a character archetype. Who could imagine? Tomato for yeah. Yeah, that's true. I will not forgive them. Had to be your weapons. That's right. He gave us some gold plating on our weapons. Now, I guess it matches our shiny gold armor, but obviously, don't use gold for... Like, none of you are going to go out there and take up blacksmithing, but don't use gold for armor. Or weaponry. It's not good at that. But I digress. It just increasingly, like, every time I see that in... Oh, for some reason I thought that each of these sets of 3 pairs of legs was a single enemy. Also, if you thought the music was nuts earlier, oh boy, we are going right into sound chip speed metal territory here. I saw recently it being pointed out that this very strongly resembles the song Electric Eye by Judas Priest. And I hadn't noticed that at the time, but it's like, it's got a little bit of Judas Priest flair to it. But, yeah. It could just be that I don't remember because I last played this game, like, 600 years ago or something. And obviously, the theme of Impact is going to steal the show a little bit because, you know, fun above all else is going to seem like the thing that's... Listen, I'm pretty sure that I could, if I wanted to, I could just go pick some random Western game now and it would have at least one piece of actual heavy metal music in it that's licensed for some action sequence. Maybe metalcore, but, like, I guess that depends entirely on the age, right? You know, give it to Japan that they will be basing their soundtrack off the classics until they die. Because, like, half of RPG soundtracks are still based very heavily on, like, old school prog rock and metal and stuff. I'm pretty sure. They had Tom Morello on a song in Final Fantasy XIV very recently. Oh, I don't have the... Oh, right, because I probably just disdained the other room because it's like, oh yeah, jumping through this sucks. I wanted to see what was on the other side of the business plan here. But yeah, like, I guess if your gold gear is magical in some way, sure, but it's not exactly such a good idea if you want something that's, like, durable in a serious way. It's always very funny when an RPG does that. Like, okay, you just... We're throwing out the steel for... Yeah, okay, sure, good idea. And by good idea, I mean, what are we even doing here? Maybe it is enchanted in some way and they just don't tell you. Oh shit, I didn't fix that. Wow. Good job, me. I will deal with that after this stream. Listen, I'm not really completely into the part here of doing the weekly schedule kind of stuff and all that yet, so... In my defense, I'm not competent. Which is kind of a statement I could say about basically all of this, really. I don't see what that did. That make that platform start doing something different? No, it did not. Must have done something in a different room. Change anything in here? Not obviously, but... Okay, it might have made that location accessible, but... Just a second, everybody. I had some unfinished business, apparently. That's right, we jump into the portrait like we're in Mario 64, and we get ourselves a whole max health increase. Oh, well, that's neat. That's helpful, I think. Oh, right. No, I'm being a buffoon here. I need to have Sasuke use his super jumps here. Unfortunately, there's an amount of this level that's like, I gotta think. Which is not very easy for me, and especially I need to perform too, so that's even worse. There we go. Just remember, folks, you gotta come to a full and complete stop in order to be able to use your jetpack. That's some good old N64 gaming for you. Could be worse. It could be Diddy Kong's jetpack. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what, the idea of ever playing Donkey Kong 64 and going for 101%, that sounds rough. Now, I really hope that Switch did something useful for me in a place that I can find without being confused. I mean... 102, is it 102%? Yeah, getting literally everything in DK64, that sounds like pain. So I guess if one day I get like a big chunk of subs again. Oh yeah, we've got these guys in, they exist with their explodey things. I forgot about them. Yeah, unfortunately the name Diddy Kong has kind of been ruined forever, hasn't it? So you've got to do it 2 times in a row, and you get 1 life each time. I think technically you can get an extra life just by points, but good luck with that. Especially as under many circumstances, that's like, you got to farm the points. So it's like, just go beat the game at that point. Oh god. I'm sorry about the camera angle. That was that was pretty rough on me too. But yeah, the DK arcade machine, there are a lot of things in DK64 that suck, and that's one of them. Yeah, those roses just maul your helmet strength. That's deeply unfortunate, as we've had almost nothing to defend with the body armor. So yeah, we missed either 1 gold or 4 silver dolls. That was the last one in the game as far as I'm aware. So that was quite strange. I don't know where we missed those, but if I had thought to look up a guide for it first, I could have like used that as a list to keep a little bit better track, but I didn't even think about it. To be honest with you, I wasn't originally planning to 100% this game. Mostly, I just wanted to do a regular playthrough. Mostly just to check out a new decomp and be like, hey, is this cool or does it not be cool? And I really only decided on doing a going for 100% at the very, very end when I realized, oh shit, I literally only have the final castle to beat the, you know, I wouldn't be able to pad this section out to 3 hours, and then I'd have to find something else to do, and this would be an easy way to do it. Experience their secret powers. What, are they gonna make a secret base for us and shove us in there? Wait, no, that's a Pokemon joke. Are they gonna like... Are they like Zorn and Thorn? Die Hard fans. Not Christmas time. Wait. Yeah, if it weren't for the controller issues. But that's not a problem with the game. Is that your secret power? What's your fucking secret power? The fact that you know how to rehearse? Actually, where'd that whole platform go? Oh god, the self-destruct sequence. 120 seconds to get out of here in a Metroid sequence. Are you out of your fucking mind, Konami? Answer, yes! But maybe not specifically in this era. Yeah, let's save. Because this is final boss time, basically. Oh, I heard a little Viper slap in there. I didn't even notice that before. I love these sequences so much. This game is worth it for that alone. Like, yeah, jump over the. Oh, we got bowled over by something. Oops. Oh, I guess the statues are, well, they've got little nuclear symbols on them. Yeah, I guess the enemy would be using something nuclear because, well, Japanese media. And there's me jumping way too late. With this performance, the final boss is probably going to be really, really rough. All right, we fucked that up real good, and by real good, I mean, oh boy. Discount Lego character. Or any of my builds. Barbara. Barbara? Okay, see, I'm not necessarily sure how much stuff we can actually reach at any of this, because... yeah. I'm assuming this is a case where it's like you got to break off the various like subparts here, and we're pretty much doing that exclusively with coin shots. If they had a little like health meters of their own, that might help, but '90s, people probably weren't thinking about that too much at the time. Can we? No, we can't do that, unfortunately. Oh, the mines are worth it. A lot more cash. And it seems that what I was saying before is incorrect, because now we did manage to do some damage when the core was open. So these just like cut phases out of the thing, as we don't have to go around the whole body every time or something. Okay, yeah, we have to actually wait for that to become active to do that. God, and of course we spent down our shots pretty hard here because, well, we need a lot of them, and we did not play that section real good, so yeah. Well, at least they keep giving you back more little things to shoot. Well, so that way you can punch their shots, that way you can replenish your ammunition. Because, yeah, 53 coins, we can't do this with that. Oh, and the little ships are worth 20 apiece, too. All right. Very helpful. I mean, I wish I wasn't over here taking complete goofball hits like that all the time, but hey. Whatever. Okay, yeah, our coin count is pretty good right now. Oh, that one was so far off to the side. Like, to a really unexpected extent. Okay, all right. We're not done though. That's only phase 1 of 2, which with where our resources are, I am quite concerned about that. I hope that I was gonna say maybe I don't think we get any sort of replenishment, or if we die, I don't think we even get a checkpoint. Here's our final boss here, Danson's own Gundam that kind of looks like himself. D'Etoile. This thing kind of looks like there was some robotic night monster whose name I can't remember exactly in Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, okay, he did until we saw the, like, dragon tail. Then, obviously, things were a little bit different, but... Ooh! And I think it's mostly just because of, like, the lapels and the look and the fact that, well... Robot lapels. That's not really epaulets. There we go. Robotic Knight. Yeah, I think maybe I've got one of those somewhere. I'm pretty sure because I still have all of my like hilarious amount of Yu-Gi-Oh commons from eons ago because I never got rid of those for whatever reason. Ow. He's coming in for round 2. I don't know what the timing or the exact way of countering there. It's not one of the Machine Kings, no. I mean, he's got a little bit of Machine King look to him, but it was some it was some normal monster from like one of the guys in the anime used it during the Noah Kaiba arc that I forget what the exact name of it is. Because you can tell how good my memory is about anything here, really. Yeah, I think it was that. He kind of looked the part for a minute there, and then we saw the worm. We saw the dragon styling. Oh, shit. God, that takes so long to retract. I kind of wish I had an on-command retract button for this thing, but that does seem like it'd be a little bit much in terms of development in this period. Oh, fuck. Yeah, don't try to grapple him during that attack. A button counter. The L button doesn't do anything. Almost looks like a pirate. A little bit, yeah. Now that you mention it. Yeah, he absolutely massacred our HP during that section, so... Yeah, do that. I know how to deal with that. Oh, jeez. That's a lot of damage we just took there. Apparently, from a single hit. It's a good thing we got all these lives, because that's going to be the thing that gets us anywhere here. Is the ability to just try this multiple times. And if nothing else, we come back from a checkpoint, recuperated. So we got that going for us, which is great because the amount of other things we have going for us is not a whole lot. I don't think any of those C buttons do anything, so that's... Again, that attack is a bit of a problem, because... Yeah. Oh, I wish I could have looked down to see how much damage I was doing, but unfortunately, this cockpit view, as much as this is cool, it does have some issues. As you have no doubt been able to ascertain at this point. Ascertain. I think it's only like 20 hits or 20 damage or so. See, we were able to properly counter that with the A button, but I think we need to time that, basically, and that's a little bit... that's some very tough timing, I'll say that. At least it sure feels like it. Nice shield, nerd. That lot of good it did you, but hey. Actually, it did something pretty good for him, never mind. He didn't take damage that time. Hey, we interrupted his attempted flip attack there, so that's pretty good. No, we got him below half. So I was going to say we've got him on the ropes now, but not so much. Here comes the old star storm here. Yeah, okay, I guess the A button is, like, clearly a stronger attack because there's more wind-up involved. I don't know. I never really thought about that very much. For some reason. Pull him in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Gotta play this a little bit smarter, but I don't really do... I mean, I don't do that well to begin with, but especially during, like, an action sequence, I button mash very heavily, so this is one of those things that penalizes you for overdoing it. Or at least doesn't reward you for overdoing it. Remember, press the right button here. Oh, God. Yeah, he's doing this again. He's really padding this out, huh? What an asshole. Oh, shit. I mean, I wish I could have done that correctly, but hey. Alright, pull him in, and 1, 2, 3. Ah, I screwed it up. must we do this again? The answer apparently is yes, but... Okay, yeah, don't bother trying to shoot these because that is a waste of your energy. Get back here. Fuck off. Please, just... Ah. How much is he at? He's at 30. All right. Oh, God. I want to pause so that way I can yowl some. He's at 5. Fuck. He's gonna say, please don't let me have screwed this up. And I mistimed it. No! Wow, that was badly done. A big part of it is that I keep mixing up where my Z and my R buttons are, even though they're in, like, borderline the same location, because, well... they are both on the same set of shoulder buttons. Because obviously you don't have like a good approximation of the Z trigger on your, you know, your modern controller, and I'm pressing that button way too early. So I'm giving away huge amounts of health that I should not be dumping on this guy. Much better. Unfortunately, he doesn't like me grappling as soon as he gets up. I also just really wish that I could pause just because I'd like to stand up for a minute. Yeah, see, I'm feeling pretty good about my chances of at least winning here. Maybe not necessarily doing it with much, you know, talent or anything, but yeah, especially if I keep doing that. And yeah, now that he's in piss mode, we have to deal with the grossly tedious attack several times over here. Ooh. Irritating. Yeah, a real classic of a phrase that I've been adopting for however long after that point because, yeah. I mean, it's quite descriptive, isn't it? Also, that guy absolutely tore us the fuck up in that section. And of course, we got a whole 20 damage in on him because of, well, mostly of me failing to do the A button counter timing properly. Oh, dang it. Can you not, like, can you just not? Like, oh, whoops, you breathed. Oops, you summoned another meteor shower. Played just like a Final Fantasy villain, you know? Yeah, it would help if I properly countered this. I guess, and if I took fewer shots from it too, but hey. Alright. So yeah, this... Like I said, I'm real bad at... I press that too early a lot of the time. Yeah. Bro, I really do not need any of your coins, because... Is that even, like, counterable so that way you don't take damage? I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure anymore. Like, this obviously is, like, super easy to just grab him and then do your combo. Which he doesn't spend enough time doing this one, really. And then sometimes he shields early because of reasons. There we go. I got him during that. That's good. Oh, yes. Okay, it is possible to counter. It's just a really hard timing, apparently. All right, well, get ready, everybody. He's about to morb or something. I don't know. I'm all tapped out on the humor front here. Oh. Well, we screwed that up a little bit because I was trying to get fancy. I got a little bit of what I deserved there, but... Oh. I missed. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen if I wasn't able to catch him, which... Yeah. And see, that time I had enough time for it, which surprises even. That's basically back-to-back, man. Come on. Three times with this absolute waste of my fucking time here. I mean, obviously, part of it is, like, battle of attrition kind of tactics, right? He's supposed to annoy you into making a mistake. Oh. That's right. Well, he's below 500 now. So surely he's going to be setting up another illusion phase here. Yep. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. And for the first time in, I think, any of these runs so far, I actually have more HP than him right now. You fucking loser. Come on. Whatever, I'll take like a million balloons in the face. I don't care. I mean, I care immensely, but also I kind of don't, because part of it is just like, man, as long as I can get my hits in here. And yeah, here's another one of these, but we're getting good at this. Well, we're getting slightly less bad at this, rather, I should say, but close enough. That one didn't break before it got to us, which is quite upsetting. Yeah, he does this like always. And that's, what, number 6 out of, like, the 6th time he's done this, I think? If I'm not mistaken. In just this round, obviously. I mean... Okay, yeah, he's coming in from this side, and... Eat shit. I'm surprised that I landed another hit during that. That was, irritating. What an incredibly tedious final boss. No, this is the actual final boss. Come on, dude. That's right. Impact, punch him in the... Or a laser beam, that works too. Could you use that laser beam the whole time? And we can hear them making noises as they... That wouldn't work. Although, that's hardly the most ridiculous thing about this entire scenario. Oh, they're like Team Rocket, but more. Boo! This Goemon's just like, yeah, all right, I'm going home. Well, good job, guys. Goemon, you should probably use those techniques when those guys try to boil you alive in oil. Oh, yeah, obviously it's the parentheses that Goemon is technically sort of based on a figure of Japanese, you know, historical legend. I think Goemon Ishikawa was a real person, but I forget. But yeah, that's who the character is based on. Bit of an unusual take, isn't it? To say the least. Quite a lot of the bits about this series won't really make a whole lot of sense unless you know a lot of Japanese cultural stuff. Which really puts this as being a big surprise that it was ever localized. And in fact, the fact that they did a fairly accurate job of it, and around a few parts here and there, the localization team did what they could about certain things to, you know, make them not be such a thing that you can't really say out in public in, you know, in the US. Not in such harsh words anyway. Oh, dream on, Blue Goku. So, I think it's very interesting just to have seen this get localized at all. Pretty good game. Mostly quite solid recomp. Definitely has a few issues. Most notably, the thing that we saw before with impact and the interface problems there. But just as a game, the whole thing very strongly reminds me of Gintama in a lot of ways. I mean, think about it this way. We're looking at a character who is based on a more humorous version of a mythical character of Japanese lore, set in an Edo period that is full of anachronistic things that don't really make a whole lot of sense here. There's sexual tension between the main character and his best male friend so thick you could cut it with a knife. And aliens are a major part of the plot. Do you know it won't let you get more? It won't let you get more than 9 energy tanks in Mega Man 3. I don't believe I knew that. That is unusual because it has 2 digits there on the interface. Huh. Well, that's... Bro, what do you... Oh, I get it, because he's trying to look up her... Oh. Huh. Well, that's very weird. You'd have had to... Oh... Yeah, that's something I can understand, too. Did you otherwise beat the game without dying? Mega Man 3 does have some pretty hard parts. That's pretty impressive. Not entirely... Oh, well. Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, you can definitely get some pretty serious one-up farming in Gemini Man stage if you're very lucky. I used to have that kind of luck as a kid, and nowadays, not a goddamn thing. In fact, I'm pretty sure that if I were to set that up and do a playthrough of it now, it would somehow find a way to steal a life from me with an item drop in that section. I mean, I'd probably die in an embarrassing way elsewhere, but that's a whole other matter. Oh, I just opened eBay to go look at something, and it's got a pattern. It's got a panel right at the start, ready to resell, and it lists a bunch of... Why would I... No, I don't want to just resell my... Whatever. Everything on the internet is kind of dumb in some way or another nowadays, so... Oh, Konami, you used to be a real company. And now you just make all the mistakes you possibly can. Let's take a look at our... Yeah, so we're apparently missing 4 silver cats. I don't remember where the hell any of them are, obviously. Again, if I had known that I was going to go to I want to just game over. So I was gonna show off the game over sequence because it's also very strange, but I guess we're going to not do that because it would take way too much. Whatever.